do it on your own terms. Now there's a degree of ignorance. There's a degree of, and you say, well, the Bible said that he once went to ignorance. Yeah, but it also says, and that's a statement saying that there's not that extension of grace anymore. But we are living in the days of grace. And it also says this, it said, to whom much is given, much is required. And when you're in a situation where you've been told that this is all that you need, and there's no need for you to study, there's no need for you to press, there's no need for you to look any deeper, this is it, and you've genuinely reached out with your heart to give your life to Jesus, and I believe there's a degree of grace there. There's a degree of compensation that he makes for those people. That doesn't mean that they'll never be required of any more, because the Bible said his Spirit will guide you into all truths. Isn't that right? And I know where I started out. I started out in a Baptist church. And I met a lot of people that started out in Baptist church. I met people that started out in Methodist church. I met people that started out in Catholic church. What? Yeah. I know a preacher that started out, more than one preacher, started out in the Catholic church. God got a hold of them, started drawing them. And you know what? They didn't say, no, we're going to do it the way I think it should be. No, they said, wait a minute. I like what I feel. I treasure his presence. I want to find where he's at and where he wants me to be. And that's where Saul was. He had insulated himself from God. Amen. And that insular is when you do it to yourself. And then there's the isolated thing. And then God had kind of cut him off. Well, had cut him off. And when you get isolated, it's when other things would cause you to be insulated or separated from God. Don't ever let anybody separate you from God. Don't ever let any apparatus, anything, any habit, any structure, anything, any item, any job separate you from God. You get a job that all of a sudden it's working on your mind, working on your heart. I had a job years ago. I got a job just trying to make ends meet, waiting on Carl to be born. So that's been over 23 years ago. Waiting on him to be born. I got a job picking up a telephone and making a phone call. And I was doing pretty good. And then they said, oh, you're doing so good, we're going to put you over here on this and do this. And they said, and now you're going to change what you say. And so I started changing what I said. That now you need to say this. And I said, but that's not true. Yeah, but you need to tell them that. And that way they'll go ahead and they'll make the contribution. They'll do what we're wanting them to do. I said, yeah, but I can't do that. No, you need to go ahead and do that anyway. And you know, I was making pretty decent money. I'd already got a raise. I was getting plenty of hours. And on day number 2, they called me at the house. They said, Mr. Ray, where are you at? I said, I'm in bed. Oh, are you sick? No, I'm not sick. Oh, did you forget you was on schedule? No, I didn't forget. It's the only job I ever just walked off of without any kind of warning. Because I'm not about to let anything separate me from God. I said, look, I'm a minister, and I've been a minister for years. And I said, I'm not about to start lying to people for $1 for you. I'm not going to harm those I've been trying to help, and I'm not going to just walk away from all the principles that I believe in for a dime. I'm not going to do it. Amen? We need to make up our mind. We're not going to let friends, family, money, jobs, careers, amen, items, whatever it may be, isolate us or insulate us from God. Amen. In 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 9, said, and this coming back to Elijah that I was just singing about, it said, he came hither into a cave and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said unto him, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I've been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts. For the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I, only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his mantle. And he went out and stood at the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him, and said, What doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I've been very jealous for the Lord, God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant. He goes through that again. Throw down thine altars, slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said unto him, Go, listen to this, go, return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. And Jehu the son of Nimshi shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha the son of Shaphat of Abimaholah shalt thou anoint to be prophet in thy room. Elijah had just come off of one of the biggest revivals that could be imagined. He'd been on a mountaintop full of confidence in the God that he served. They're cutting themselves. He told them, you go ahead and make an altar and get your God. Whoever God answers by fire, that's going to be God. And they're up there for hours, cutting themselves and crying and screaming and praying. You know how confident Elijah is in God? He starts mocking them. Maybe he's asleep, scream louder. Maybe he went someplace. Why don't you get his attention? You know, I don't know, maybe he might have even said, cut a little deeper, you're not bleeding enough. But he's mocking them. Amen. But when it comes time for him, history says, the Bible didn't say this, but history said when Ahab and Jezebel started their oppression, one of the things that she done is she sent her prophets of the grove and the prophets of Baal in and extinguished the fires upon the altar in the temple. They put out the incense and they put out the candlestick